Hello YouTube, it's Bob Bundy, and hadn't done a video in a while, so I thought I'd do one today and talk to you a little bit about a sailing trip that we did this year. Before I had done videos about the sailing trips and done more like just kind of a little music to accent the photographs and things, but this time I'd talk to you a little bit about where we went and why we went where we went. It was around Memorial Day, so it was we had anticipated kind of a hot time, but it ended up just being perfect weather. It cooled off, temperature in the 60s to even the 50s at night, and then up nothing over 80 during the day. So it was really, really perfect weather for the trip that we did. And let me show you, and I'm going to show you a chart. We used several different charts. One chart we use are these big ones. I also use some chart books. I use a GPS. We have a GPS on the boat that we charter. We charter out of Baldestern Marina, and we have all sorts of resources. But I like to keep paper charts on hand, and I'll show you where we went as far as that paper chart, and kind of explain to you why we went where we went. This is a chart showing our cruising grounds, and what we've got over here is on this side we've got Oriental, North Carolina. This is the Pamlico Sound in here. This is the Bay River, and then Pamlico River up here with Bath down this way. Ocracoke is out this direction. Brant Island Shoals is right here that we have to go around and such. So what we were planning on doing was starting at Oriental, going up the Bay River, going up the canal, coming out the Pamlico, and then going all the way up to Bath. The trouble was that to get to Bath wouldn't have been a problem, but to get back, the wind was going to shift and actually come straight up the Pamlico River, so it would have been difficult to come back down the Pamlico. Sailboats can only sail about 45 degrees off the angle of the wind, so if you go into the wind too much, it really just stops you. So what we have instead is we're going to take from Oriental, we changed our minds and said we're going to go to Oriental, we're going to anchor in the Bay River, and then take the next day, on Sunday night. Monday night we would actually sail all the way to here, go around Brant Island Shoals, and then go to the north of Royal Shoals. Royal Shoals is here, and it's about a foot deep in some places there. And then go on over to Ocracoke, and Ocracoke Channel is right here. Ocracoke Channel was shoaling in some, and we had to really be careful about that. In fact, the recommendations were that the channel was so shoaled in that, and I'll see if I can get a little zoom here, if it'll do. No, it's not focusing. Ocracoke Channel was shoaled in so much that what had happened was that we were concerned about getting in. So, but we ended up doing that. We ended up going to Ocracoke. We had to tack a couple of times around Royal Shoals, and then when we came back, the wind was supposed to turn to the east and then kind of push us back to Oriental, and it did that, but the wind just died. There wasn't much wind at all, so we ended up having to motor sail back. So I'll show you where we went and kind of what we did. Hope you enjoy it. This is the boat that we sailed on. It's a 42-foot Catalina, and we've sailed on it before, and it's a really, really nice boat. It's got plenty of room. It's got 3 sleeping areas, 2 under the cockpit and 1 along midships. It's got 2 heads, both with showers. Very nice galley. This is a galley. And then it's got a sitting area to eat in. So we really have enjoyed this boat. It sails very, very well, and here's Showman sailing, and just really a good sailing boat. We sailed down from Oriental that first day and had some really good wind. We ended up tacking a few times and then motoring on into the Bay River. The Bay River was such that the wind direction, we just needed to motor into there. We had a nice supper. We ended up having some pasta and salad, and then watched a beautiful, beautiful sunset. The sunrise the next morning was beautiful as well. The wind was up a little bit. We start off every day with some morning coffee as usual, so we had brought some from home, but here's the sail that next day, and it really was just gorgeous. We were doing 8 knots a lot of the times, and it was just beautiful.
We're doing 7.5.
Along this way, we had a catamaran that we ended up kind of semi-racing along the way as we went down. Really, really pretty. So the sail across was pretty nice. We ended up getting across and getting into the channel, the ferry channel. We did have to do a tack at Royal Shoals, but it wasn't anything to worry about. Good wind most of the way, but a little motor sailing. We arrived at Ocracoke and had a good meal, but Ocracoke is always beautiful from the harbor. Here are some scenes of just enjoying our afternoon. The next morning we got up and headed out from Ocracoke and ended up motoring a good bit. We motor sailed most of the time. This is coming out of Ocracoke Harbor as we're motoring down the channel. There's Ocracoke in the background. But we ended up sailing once we got out of the channel. It didn't have a lot of wind, so we could actually cook while we were underway. Here's Showman doing some navigation as we go along, and as I said, we do use paper charts as we go, as well as a GPS. So here we are ending the trip. We're on our way right into Oriental Harbor and completing the trip. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, push the like button on YouTube and subscribe if you'd like to do that too. Y'all take care, and y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.